Hey everyone, welcome back and happy Wednesday. All right, guys. Well, tomorrow we are doing our members only live, which I'm so excited about because if you guys didn't catch the one where we were getting ready for our party in Palm Springs, well, that was a lot of fun. That was me, Jason, and Gelsey. If you're not a part of members, go join, especially because while we're at BravoCon, I think I'm going to do a recap every single day for the members in the morning of like what happened the day before. So definitely be a part of it because it's a lot of behind the scenes stuff that I'm not going to share on a regular YouTube. But yeah, we have some behind the scenes stuff. Even though we got ready, a lot happened after that. So yeah, with that, we have some OC to talk about. Smash the like button. If you're not subscribed, get subscribed. Don't forget to hit that notification bell. And I feel like it's time. Let's jump right in. Okay, so this I kind of died because before I get into what Vicki is saying, that's essentially exposing Gretchen Rossi's husband, Slade. Jason was the one who first came up with this like conspiracy theory. He's like, the fact that she passed the test and Katie failed the test, he's like, I'm starting to think that when they had this conversation about the whole naked wasted situation, I'm starting to feel like it was Slade who planted the seed. And I said, why do you feel like that? He said, well, now you have her husband, Matt, who's coming out and saying like 911, call me, 911 to Matt. This is coming from Slade. And now it makes me feel like, are you trying to cover your ass? Are you trying to cover your bearings? Like, what actually was said and what is being talked about? Well, now Vicki has entered the conversation and she's claiming that Slade Smiley, he has a pattern of contacting producers to help Gretchen Rossi. Now, she said this was actually more recently. It was on the Real Housewives Ultimate Girls trip in Morocco. Now, that was never aired, but she recounted that while in Morocco with the cast, Slade repeatedly called production, asking about drama, checking what Gretchen was wearing, and directing the calls to the producer, Clark. But Vicki described it as odd, especially during what was meant to be a casual group getaway. She emphasized that the trip was not supposed to be this drama-driven situation. And she also found it really weird that Slade contacted Matt, who's Katie's husband, reinforcing the rumors about Slade orchestrating some of the on-screen narratives. I actually see it now that Vicki has come forward, now that Jason opened my eyes about it. I am starting to look at it from that lens of, damn, were you actually the one who was sort of orchestrating this? Kind of like in a last-ditch effort of being like, okay, well, honey, we haven't been on the show in a long time. So if you're going to be back on TV, we're going to do it better. We're going to make sure that you don't actually get kicked off this time. We're going to make sure that this is it. Is that what's happening? Because that's what it's kind of reading off as to me. And I don't even know how I missed it. Truly, like, I don't know how I panned over the fact that it could have been Slade to begin with. Now, mind you, I even did a TikTok and a reel about this, and I ended up sharing it on TikTok and Instagram. And I was like, this is Jason's conspiracy theory. And there were some people who were like, yes, he is very good at trying to pre-produce, maybe not great at pre-producing, but good at trying to pre-produce. And then there was another person who said, this is a great conspiracy theory, but that is not what happened. Both from the cast. So, all right, let's just hear what Vicki had to say about this. Here we go. Thank you to my friend, my soul mate, and my pod.
A lot to the producers and wanted to manufacture and help Gretchen out. He didn't get signed up, Gretchen did. So I just find it really weird that Slade is calling Matt after their time at Mastro's to discuss that.
Well, that just made my jaw drop.
He was calling her, asking her what she was wearing, asking her what drama there was, calling Clark, our producer, trying to figure out what was going on there. I mean, we were just 6 or 8 girls just having fun. We were not filming the Housewives of Orange County. So it wasn't like, let's go hurt somebody and kill somebody. And figure out a way to hurt them. That's not what that Berkshire trip was about. Not Berkshire's, it was Morocco. But
Morocco,
yeah, it was something. That's Slade did that.
So Vicki literally just came out here and exposed the shit out of Slade for pre-producing. So it's almost like, I guess, is it a husbander? Because it's like kind of, that's what he's giving me, is like momager vibes, but a husbander. Like, just let your wife go and film the show. But Slade Smiley, in my opinion, and this is just my opinion as a viewer, I feel like Slade Smiley, for the longest time, he has inserted himself into a lot of the drama on the show. There was even one time at a reunion, and this isn't verbatim, but it was something to the effect of like, well, I don't need this show. And, you know, like, I don't need to be here or something like that. And Andy Cohen was like, well, great. If you're not with one of the women, it's not the Real House husbands, it's the Real Housewives. So you wouldn't be here anyways. And Andy just clapped back and Slade just kind of looked. I'm like, okay. That tells me a little about a lot. But moving on, Tamra Judge also agrees with Emily's claim that she's different off camera. And she talked about this because Emily, she recently said that off camera, Tamra's a lot calmer. She's more reserved. She's quieter compared to the person she is on screen. And Tamra agreed with that observation. She explained on Two Teas in a Pod that alcohol during filming, it gives her courage, it heightens her reactions, and something that she wouldn't display in her everyday life. But also, like, if in fact this is true and she's agreeing to it, I just want to I want to say really quick, it's not the first time we've heard this. Lala Kent completely opened up about how she pops off when she's on camera, and when she's not on camera, you know, she doesn't have the same want or desire to be that person. She knows that one gives her a paycheck, and when she's not getting the paycheck, she likes to go back to her everyday life. But Teddy did chime in saying that, you know, she does call people out in real life, and they discussed how she was a little bit more subdued on Beverly Hills compared to her real life demeanor. And Tamra defended Teddy. She emphasized that Teddy was dealing with personal struggles while filming, which affected her on-screen presence. And there was a fan question about Katie Janela, and Tamra said that Katie apologized to her and that they moved past it. Nothing good comes from holding a grudge. Also, I was a little shocked to see that Tamra was advocating for a Vicki Gunvalson season 20 return. That was not on my bingo card, but definitely interested to hear what transpires, if that transpires, if we bring Vicki Gunvalson back for season 20. I want to know everything. But guys, don't forget that we have our members only live tomorrow. In the meantime, we get this week Miami, NOC, and on Friday, we will be back with Hot Messy Topics. I love you guys, and we'll see you later. Bye, guys.